Off the sideline. Pressure on. The ball comes out. The ball comes out and it's recovered by the Chargers.
I can't believe it. That's how our season ends. Yep. I knew I was gonna have to do this eventually. I couldn't just avoid it. I couldn't just crawl in the hole and be like, you know what, I don't want to talk about it. Before I start, I want to say that I actually went to this game. I have a vlog coming out soon. I'm working on it. I'll try to get it out by the end of this week. Hopefully earlier, but I got other stuff I gotta take care of. I got other videos I gotta make. I gotta recap the whole wild card weekend. I gotta grade Lamar's rookie performance. I got stuff I gotta do. But just know it'll come out within this week. Hopefully tomorrow, but I can't make any promises. With that being said, let's get this started. Oh, God. Okay, so I was at the game. I saw the performance. I had time to cope. I had time to think of this rationally, and now I can fairly assess this game. Let's start off with the defense. The defense played well for most of this game. They played playoff-style football. Granted, this isn't really the defense we expected to see. And what I mean about that is giving up field goal after field goal after field goal, because they kept giving up play after play after play. They were not giving up the big plays, but they were kind of letting Phillip Rivers dump the pass off to get a first down, or they at some point they even allowed him to run for a first down. I looked at that at some point in the game, like the third quarter. This man ran for a first down. I was like, "Are you kidding me? If this guy's running for a first down, we really might be out of this game." And it was looking bad at that time, but it's giving up like field goal after field goal after field goal after field goal after field goal. They only got one touchdown out of this, which happened on the fourth down after a miraculous play happened, but he was down by contact because it looked like fumble happened. Marlon Humphrey picked it up in the end zone, took it all the way to the end zone. I'm sitting there hype. I'm like, we're back in the game, baby. We're back in the game. And then it gets overturned. And I look at it right there. I'm like, man, that's a fumble, man. That's a fumble. But then, of course, after you actually look at the footage, you clearly see he's down by contact. You're not about to just pretend like he's not down by contact. Just because, as a fan, we want that to happen. But when you actually look at the tape, you know he was down by contact. That was the right call. Even the players knew it. So, fourth down came, did not make a stop. He went right through and gave up a touchdown. What I mean is by saying the defense didn't play the way we expected them to is, yeah, they gave up a lot of chunk plays, a lot of small plays, and were continuously giving up field goals. That actually looked like the defense we saw with Flacco. And that has to do with how horrendous our offense played. If you guys remember, this defense doesn't give up a lot of touchdowns. However, when it comes to situations where they're on the field for long periods of times, they start giving up those chunk plays. Next thing you know, their opponent's in field goal position, and they keep kicking field goals, which slowly pushes the game away from us. It was 12-0 at halftime. They did their job, yes, by stopping in the end zone, but this wasn't the aggressive type of defense in which they're making stops and turning the ball, well, not turning the ball over, that was late in the season, but like making stops and forcing you to come up with zero. It was more of a bend but don't break type of defense we're seeing here, which again, wasn't their fault because again, we understand the formula. If this defense is out there for a majority of the game, they're not going to be successful. But again, zero blame on the defense. The defense holds no blame for this loss. They did the best they could. They were the only reason we were still in this game, and they showed up in key moments of the game to give us an opportunity during that comeback, which really, it was a comeback kind of, but you know, since they wouldn't prevent defense, we'll get into that. Special teams. Justin Tucker. I'm never worried about Justin Tucker. I will never really be worried about Justin Tucker until he goes a whole season by just missing. The way this guy's been accurate for most of his career, 90% career field goal kicker, it's just, I trust him in these type of situations. However, I was there, he missed that field goal, and we were all shocked. This has been kind of an off year for Tuckers. It's been an off year for kickers as a whole. If you saw that freaking Chicago Eagles-Bears game, you'll know exactly why. For some reason, this year has just been off for kickers. Kickers have gotten worse. Even the good kickers are missing kicks. I mean, this year turned Boswell from a Pro Bowler to one of the worst kickers in the league. It's just been crazy with kickers. But yeah, Tucker missed that field goal. Would have made it a 6-point game. Honestly, didn't think he was going to miss that. He missed that. I was shocked. And I was like, man, if Tucker's missing field goals, how are we going to win this game? Because when Justin Tucker, it wasn't even a long field goal. When Justin Tucker misses a field goal in a playoff game, bro, I don't know if we're going to win this game after that. Like, at that point, it's like, man, the energy in this team's just gone. It's really that serious. But yeah, special teams, they weren't really covering well in the second half. Kickoff, they gave up a lot of yards on the kickoff. They gave up a lot of yards on kickoff. They gave up a lot of yards on punt returns. The special team did not cover up well and was letting the Chargers break to the outside. It was rough, man. It was rough. Phillip Rivers didn't have a great game again, which again, I'm telling you, Chargers fans, y'all better talk to Phillip Rivers. Y'all better send out all your omens to Phillip Rivers, because the stuff he was pulling in Baltimore and getting away with it, he's not going to be able to pull that off in New England. He cannot keep dumping he's got to play better. He didn't play horrible. He didn't turn the ball over, but he looked like a game manager out there because he just kept checking the ball down, getting a couple of chunk plays. I'm like, when is Phillip Rivers going to take a shot like he did last time? When is he going to be aggressive? He did just enough to win, but in any other situation, most likely they lose that game because of how Phillip Rivers has been playing. It's like, dude, step up. He's got to step up. If Phillip Rivers wants a championship, or he wants a Super Bowl ring right now, he's going to have to step up and show up in New England. But that's a preview video for later. I'll deal with that. But yeah, he didn't play spectacular in this game. He really felt like a game manager. Even though this is Phillip Rivers, we know what he is. But he felt like a game manager. However, he did just enough to win, and that defense showed up. They stuck to a game plan, and it worked spectacularly. Now, they took a risk. We have an unorthodox offense, so they decided to counter that with an unorthodox defense, switching out linebackers for safeties to cover for Lamar. That was genius. That was genius, and you saw the success. That neutralized our run game. Way to go for the Chargers, right? That was a gutsy decision. It could have cost them, but good Lord, did it work out. That is an unorthodox type of you don't really see that in the NFL. And they took a risk pulling that out in a playoff game against this team. However, they decided they were going to fully commit to stopping the Ravens' offensive run game, and they did exactly just that. Well done to the Chargers. Now, we talked about everything else. Let's get to offense. First of all, Lamar. Lamar did not play well. I know the stats will tell you at the end of the day, if you never watched this game, let's say you were at work, you missed this game, you come back, look at the game, you look at the stats, you'll see 14 to 29 passing, very inconsistent there. You'd be like, okay, well, he's been inconsistent most of the year. You kind of expect that. So 14 to 29, 194 passing yards. That's more than he usually gets. And 2 touchdowns. Okay, that's pretty good in the playoff game. 1 interception. You look at that like, okay, Lamar didn't really have a spectacular game. However, he looked like he did pretty good. You see the score. It looked like he was in it for most of the game and stuff like that. Must have been pretty good. No. Lamar Jackson heading to the fourth quarter had, I think, 30 yards passing. He had less than 40 yards passing. He was like 3 for 10. No, it was 3 for 9 and 3 for 10. It was horrendous. They continuously chose to run the ball, and I don't understand why. Now, I get it. That was the game plan we went into, and that we've been doing it for Lamar since he's been in. But this is a team that you've played against. This is a team that knows what you're going to do, and they have decided to commit fully to stopping the run. They said, we don't believe you can beat us throwing the football with Lamar Jackson. So we're going to do it. If we end up losing this game by throwing the football, hey, congratulations to Lamar. But we're not going to lose. We're not going to let this guy come in. I don't care if you're at your home. We're not going to let this guy beat us by running the football. Fully committed. They did that. Lamar Jackson couldn't do anything, okay? He couldn't do anything. Part of that had to do with the fact that they continuously run plays, which I'll get on the play calling, and the other has to do with the pass rush was aggressive. The pass rush got to Lamar Jackson. Granted, Lamar held on to the ball a little bit too long for some of those sacks, but he got sacked, I think, 7 or 8 times this game. That pass rush destroyed our offensive line. Our offensive line could not block to save their lives yesterday. They got dismantled by the they just got dismantled. Look at me frantic because I'm just remembering. I'm like having flashbacks of just seeing that offensive line not block for this dude. 2 on 1 drive, back-to-back sacks. Good Lord, that pass rush was ferocious. And a lot of things I'm not seeing anyone give credit for after this game is how well the defense played. Everyone's just like, well, Lamar got exposed and stuff like that, but no one wants to talk about what the defense did. So credit to that. But our offensive line couldn't block to save their lives. They were disappointing. All of them were disappointing. Could not make a stop, and Lamar continuously had pressure all day, got sacked. Now, granted, Lamar threw an interception. However, it wasn't really his fault. It went through the hands. No, he threw it to the hands of Chris Moore. Chris Moore went up to try and catch it. Did not catch it, and it floated in the air and got intercepted. That was another issue we were dealing with. Receivers weren't catching the ball. Early on in the game, this dude was 4 for 10 for a reason. Nobody was catching anything. He should have been 7 for 10 because 3 of those passes right to the hands could not catch it. It was just bad. Receivers weren't making catches. The run game wasn't working. Lamar was having his worst game. He really was out there looking like a rookie, turning the ball over, fumbling it. 2 drives, 3 fumbles. Well, that third one was on him. That was on Dixon. Dixon fumbled it again, folks. He fumbled it again. But we're not going to talk about Dixon right now. Fumble after fumble and 2 back-to-back drives, man. Fumble. And it wasn't the end of Lamar's fumbling for that day. But just, Lamar looked like a rookie out there. He really played like a rookie. And this is the kind of performance you expected. This is the performance a lot of people who have been downing Lamar and been saying that this guy's trash and is going to fail in the league. They have been waiting for this type of performance. They've been waiting for this kid to be on the big stage and fall so flat. And telling you, yesterday, he did. Now, granted, however, they did make a comeback, but that was partly due to the defense playing prevent defense. However, they did give up 2 touchdowns. And at that point, it was 4th quarter, 8 minutes left. They decided to finally pass the ball with Lamar Jackson. And you saw what happened. He got 2 touchdowns. He brought them back into the game. Defense made a great stop. They've been the MVP of that game. You had an opportunity with Lamar Jackson to go back down the field, and he gets strip sacked, game over. Not strip sacked. He gets stripped, game over. Fumbles the ball all the way down there, game over. That's how it ended. Lamar had one opportunity to steal this win despite a horrible performance. We couldn't get it done. He got sacked. Not sacked. He got stripped. And that was it. Because once again, O-line couldn't block, and he got stripped. But the most important thing I want to talk about here, the offensive play calling. Marty Mornhinweg, my friend, you've got to go. I'm sorry. I'm not the type of person that wants to sit here and be like, fire everybody after every loss. Because at the end of the day, if a coach has been here, he got you this far, you have to give him a chance. But with Marty, we've given him a chance. He's been here the last 3 years, and you tried to give him a chance to come up with something. And he just doesn't seem like the guy. It doesn't seem like he understands how to utilize Lamar Jackson's abilities. So I feel like Greg Roman is more in position for the job. That's why I want Marty gone. I'm never going to be one of those fans that after every loss, fire this coach, fire this coach, fire this coach. No, if you're not living up to expectations and you're not doing your job and there's somebody on the staff or somebody out there that knows what they're doing and can do your job better, they deserve a chance to come in. And Marty has not shown that he understands how to utilize Lamar Jackson. Now, Greg Roman there, I think we should give him the opportunity. You can go out there and possibly get another offensive coordinator. I feel like Greg deserves a shot to show us what he can do with Lamar. That's why I want Marty gone, because this play calling was atrocious. I think he made one adjustment. I think one fan pointed out he made one adjustment in the second half. First half, he barely passed the ball with Lamar. He just kept running the ball first down, run the ball up the middle. Second down, run the ball up the middle. Third down, hey, Lamar, you take this right there. Quarterback option, just take the ball yourself. You're not fooling anyone with that. They saw right through it. Stop, punt the football, 4th down. What are we doing here? That play calling was absolutely horrendous. Yes, running is what got us to this point. But if something's not working, you make adjustments and you change it. The Chargers were committed to making you throw the football. You had to answer that call. I brought it up in my preview video. I said if they were going to win this game, they will have to let Lamar Jackson throw the football, because the Chargers are not going to sit back and lose another game to Lamar and his team running the ball. They did exactly what they needed to do. They set the challenge. They said, Marty, come up with plays to allow this kid to throw the football down the field, and let's see if you can beat this Chargers team that way. Marty did not answer the call. He kept running the ball. First half, running the ball. Third quarter, running the ball. Continuously running the ball. No success out of it. 0 points. Fourth quarter, game's basically out of hand, down by 20. All right, Lamar, start throwing the ball. Oh, now you're having success. All of a sudden, Lamar's extending plays. Lamar's throwing the ball down the field. Lamar's getting it to people. And now all of a sudden, with 45 seconds left in the game, you down by 6, you have the ball in the hand on offense, and you have a chance to win this game. Why didn't you throw the football? Why are you continuously running it? If it's not working, halftime, make adjustments. Down by 12, still have plenty of time. Make adjustments and add a lot more passing plays to it. Because if you can open up the pass plays, it will give you opportunities to run the football. When they come out there and realize that now you're dedicated to passing the ball, now they're going to start backing up in coverage, which will give you an opportunity to at least run the ball, maybe break one out. Granted, they're still focused on the run game, but at least with the passing game, you give them an opportunity. You didn't do that. And all of a sudden, you saw with the passing game, you allowed him to utilize his receivers. And oh, look at that. Michael Crabtree, who we've been dissing for most of the game, got 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns. Michael Crabtree. I'm sitting there like, I couldn't believe it. Michael Crabtree was not playing like this the whole season, and he's got 2 touchdowns in a playoff game. MVP. Out there, 2 touchdowns for this dude. You all of a sudden want to utilize your wide receivers. All of a sudden, John Brown's getting passes. All of a sudden, Willie Snead's getting passes. All of a sudden, Michael Crabtree on an out, just deep route right there. Right side of the end zone, touchdown. 31-yard touchdown. Where was this play calling in the first quarter? Where was this play calling in the beginning of the third quarter when nothing was working? What were we doing? Waiting until the end of the game to throw the football? If Lamar Jackson would have just been horrible as a passer, you chose him to make him throw the football for most of this game, and he would have failed, fine. You know what the guy is. You know he's inconsistent. If he goes out there and puts up a horrible passing performance, you work on that, and you'll lose. But if you choose to run the ball, knowing that it's getting stopped, you're seeing it getting stopped, you make one adjustment, and you continue to run the football, and it continues to get stopped, and you don't change. Who's held responsible here? Who deserves to be held responsible? That was abysmal by the offensive coordinator and the whole coaching staff. People were in that stadium. I was there. You had people chanting for Flacco. People were sick and tired. They were booing the offense, which was so disrespectful. As much as I was sitting there pissed off and talking about, man, I can't believe we're going to go out like this. Even in my mind, I'm sitting there like, okay, if we do this, we can still come back. Defense can make a stop. Lamar, if he can get it going on offense, score a touchdown, do this, do that. I was still doing that with like 9 minutes to go before that whole run. 9 minutes to go in the game. But every time the offense started coming out there, people start booing. As much as I was disgusted by what I was seeing by the offense, I'm not going to boo those players. How are you going to boo that rookie that got you here? That's so disrespectful by Ravens fans. I have to make a video about that, but like that's so disrespectful to do. I'm in that stadium, I'm hearing boos, and I'm like, I can understand if you guys want to leave the game because you feel like the game's over. Do that. Beat traffic. But to sit in that stadium and boo this kid when he's trying to help make a comeback or do something, and then on the same turn, when the comeback does happen, all of a sudden the fans, yeah, go Lamar, you can do it, you can get it done. That's being a hypocrite. How are you going to sit there and do that to the kid? And the players, they were right to be angry with the fans doing that, because that was just disgraceful. But with all being said, it was absolutely disgraceful from beginning to end. Just because you had that comeback in the fourth quarter, which really was more the Charger taking their feet off the gas pedal and letting us get back into the game, which almost actually cost them the game. By the way, Chargers, when you have the foot on the gas pedal with New England, do not just sit back and play prevent. You have to continue being aggressive. I know, trust, if you sit back and let Tom Brady have a chance to come back, you will regret it. But it almost cost them. A game that they dominated from beginning to end and deserved to win because they played sound football for 60 minutes. They almost lost it. Good thing the defense made a great play. Stripped Lamar the ball and ended it there. So well done to the Chargers. I've said all I can say about this. I don't really want to go more into it. I got to get ready to do some of these other talks. It should be fun. But yeah, we're out of the playoffs. Hopefully, Lamar in the offseason will work on his passing game. Hopefully, we'll get in the right offensive coordinator that can fit with him. Maybe try Greg Roman, see how it is. Because Marty Morningway doesn't seem like he understands how to utilize him. He's a good offensive coordinator. He can go work somewhere else. But it just doesn't seem like he understands what he's doing with Lamar Jackson. If they decide to keep him after this year, I need to see a dramatic change in the offensive play calling. Because this offense that we've been running that got us to the playoffs, it's not going to work going forward. It's not. We all knew it was not going to work. We knew it was going to work for now, which is why we were all disappointed. But we all know moving forward, you can't just give Lamar Jackson 17, 18, 20 carries a game and expect him to last 5 years. It's not going to work like that. He's got to be more of a passer. And I get it. Lamar is looking to pass most of the time. But if you keep running all these design run plays for him, it's not going to work. Okay? Eventually, he's going to get stopped, and your offense is going to look the way it is. I don't think he's going to get injured because, for the most part, he's been careful and protecting himself. But it's just not going to be effective. It's just not going to work. At some point, people are going to look at what the Chargers did and be like, okay, if you want to continue running this football like this, we're just going to play this type of defense right here and be able to stop you. You got to pass the ball. Lamar's going to get better as a passer. If Marty's going to stay, I need to just completely change your play calling to a more pass-oriented type. More of a spread offense. How about that? More of a spread offense with Lamar Jackson. Because I think that can work out with him. Create more of a spread offense around him. Put some pieces at receivers, some speedy receivers around him. And let's see if this can work out. If Marty's going to stay, I need to see that. But I honestly believe we should give Greg Roman a chance because I think he can do a better job compared to Marty. But we'll see how it is. Offseason, we're gonna hit some moves. Hopefully, Lamar works on his passing. I hope he gets that training with Michael Vick because it would be nice. Michael Vick figured out late in his career what to do. Those Philadelphia days, he was great as a passer. He was really great compared to the way he was when he was in Atlanta. If he was passing like that in the Philadelphia days, if he was passing like that when he was in Atlanta, he definitely would have won a Super Bowl. But hopefully, you can give him some tips, help Lamar out in the offseason. Lamar comes back his second year better than before, more of a consistent passer, and just come out, rock out, and get this team to another playoff so he can get another opportunity to redeem himself. That's all I can hope for. People will say whatever they want, but at the end of the day, fans don't determine this game. At the end of the day, players have to go out there and be great. You understand how many critics you got for all these all-time great players when they were playing? People counted them out from the start, didn't think they'd do anything. And they ended up becoming legends and Hall of Famers. That's just how this game is. If Lamar's made of the right stuff, he will go out there, he will improve, and he will prove the doubters wrong. Simple as that. No need to make arguments or try to defend him. He's not a little kid. He can go ahead and do his own stuff. With that being said, thanks for watching. Now I gotta go get ready for this other stuff. Good Lord, I got a lot of videos to make. And in such a short time, too.